because the WBA champion is
I think
Ryo.
there's 7 guys with belts now in the 140 division.
It's insane.
6 or 7.
It's insane.
Make it 9. Why not?
Why not?
Yeah, why not? Make it 9.
You get a belt. You get a belt. You get a belt.
Man, it's looking like that sometimes, you know?
Yo, it's insane. I like the WBA was doing it the most egregious.
Of course.
They were the super champion, the regular champion, and the interim champion. Not to mention all the little WBA Latino, WBA this, and it was like.
And the Latino ones are all right because at least those are like regional.
Titles, and it looks good for the pictures. Yeah. But when you're doing interim and regular champion, confusing the public when there's already enough confusion with three other belts.
I would tell all of them. Gilberto Mendoza, Mauricio Sulaiman,
Daryl Peoples
from the IBF, and Bacarcel from Puerto Rico. I would tell all of them, why don't you have 4 presidents of the WBO, 4 presidents of the WBC, 4 presidents of the WBA? Why not? If you could have 4 champs in each division, let's get an interim president, regular president, a super president.
All right.
I bet you they'll change their mind now on what it is.
I mean, you got access to Mauricio. You know. I
like Mauricio. Let me tell you something about Mauricio. He does a lot of good things for the game. Mm-hmm. A lot of these statues that you see.
Yeah.
He's funded a lot of them. They have a nice charitable organization. They do a lot of good stuff with medical testing.
Okay.
That no one's done. And a lot of the organizations and state commissions have piggybacked off of their work. So Mauricio has done a lot of good things. The thing with the WBC, though, is the WBC comes first, boxing comes second. You just got to always remember that when it comes with them.
Yeah, what they did to Carlos Adames was absolutely disgusting.
But the way they'll look at it is that they were looking out for Charlo.
Yeah, and I mean, like, listen, I'm not somebody who's like, what was it, like a sociopath who I don't have any empathy. I have empathy for anybody, but hey man, you going through your stuff, you champion in recess, my brother. So
they could have done
when you come back, you're the mandatory. But right now we got to award this belt to Carlos Adames. He earned it, and they kept him interim until finally they elevated him.
That's why I said I don't.
It was excessive. I
don't look at them to tell me who the champ is. Is when I don't look at the belts. I don't mind them existing.
I got you.
If they do some good for the game, even better. If they're not doing good for the game, they at the very least are putting a little label on it that allows the people to make more money. Mm-hmm. I know a lot of judges and referees who work those fights and they get paid a little bit more.
Yeah.
So if that's what it takes to make the world go round, then fine. I just don't look at them anymore as the definition of who the best fighters are in the division.
No, I mean, I look at the belts almost like a marker as to who to look out for because
absolutely,
they're the one, the champion, whether they're the best fighter or not, are the ones that are going to be getting the opportunities because they have this label of champion, and they may be in undisputed fights, they may be in unification fights, which the boxing crowd now, which is different than it was in the 70s and 80s, that's what they value most is unifications and undisputed. That's why I referred to this era as the undisputed era earlier. So
so they doing good. They do some good for the sport. I hope they last forever. They're doing some good for the sport. That's all.
No, hey, listen, anybody who's I can definitely say Mauricio cares about the fighters.
They got some really good people on the staff. Jill Diamond does a lot of good stuff.
Yeah.
He's got his wife on the team. They do a lot of behind the scenes stuff that we don't hear about.
Yeah.
They put his father, Jose Sulaiman, was giving pensions. Before we ever heard of what a pension was, he was giving pensions to guys like Kid Azteca and stuff like that.
That's
so Kid Azteca always said, it's just enough to pay my rent and have some beans left over to eat every day.
Okay.
Right? So they doing something. Not everyone's doing that stuff for them,
Yeah. No, it's cool. I just, with me and Mauricio, our history. I just,
Yeah, that was a nice interview, though. You guys should do it again.
Hey, man, I would like...
hatchet.
Yeah, next time, if and when we interview him, I don't know if that's something he'll be interested in.
Well, you did interview him again.
I did interview him again. I didn't like how it went. Once I started asking tough questions, he ended up running away. And, that's all on camera, by the way. You know, so next interview, I want it to be something like this, you know. And if that's not something he's willing to do, then that's not something he's willing to do.
But it is,
but if that's, you know, if you asking me, that's what I want to do. Next interview, I did it in person. I did it over Zoom. The third one would be here. If not, then God bless him. But, you know, I wasn't feeling how he wrote a whole article.
Oh, yeah.
He wrote an article saying, oh, you don't even have to get a college.
There's no doubt that was about you, right? Because he didn't name names, right?
No, he didn't. He goes, but he put the picture of the interview.
I don't know why that bothered him so much, right?
No, what bothered me was...
bothered him.
Yeah.
Why did it bother him?
I think he realized he got kind of outed as to who he really is. And I think that's what really happened. When I asked him, you know, he's saying that, you know, this guy has, you know, psychological issues. And I'm like, well, did you get paperwork that he has psychological? And it was kind of like he was dancing around that question. And I was just like, yo, my man, like, it's just a simple question, you know? But yeah, I just wasn't feeling how he wrote an article to say,
I forgot about that.
No, he said something like, "Oh, you don't have to have a college degree," and I'm like, "Yo,
he wrote on the WBC page." Yeah,
I'm like, my man, I'm college educated. I got a degree in journalism. You just didn't like how the interview turned out when you was the one getting all aggressive. But again, I'm over it. It's just more so since we're talking about him, I just wanted to put that out there. I wasn't feeling when he did that.
His father was real cool. His father, I mean, for whatever side deals he may not have cut with Don King and all that. His father loved fighters though, and if you ever met his father, Jose, Don Jose is what we used to call him. You know, he would remember you. Like,
he had great memory.
Yeah, 4 years. He'd be like, yeah, I remember you. I saw you at Victor's Cafe. Yeah, and it was like, holy shit, he ain't lying. He remember you. Yeah.
That's awesome,
Jose Sulaiman had a good heart. He took care. Even guys like Juan Laporte and all of them, they will tell you the same thing. He would,
you look out for them.
He would look out for people. Yeah, he would look out for people.
What they handle, literally. You know,
exactly. Whatever. Yeah, right, there's some sort of justice.
I got you.